Alright, I'm approaching 400 pages, or I should say videos up on YouTube, and I have to do another video of something that nobody else ever knows about. Alright, I went into Google. If you notice, I put into Google UFO officer, it spit up 920,000. If I put that in parentheses, it spits out 2,670. If I put in UFO officer training, no results found. In parentheses, though. I put it in parentheses. So on Google's immense database, there is no UFO officer training. If I go into YouTube and type in UFO officer, it says 7 results. Well, when I was 6 years old, I went to spend some time with my uncle down in Virginia, and he was a lieutenant colonel, big shot Marine. He was I guess the best way to explain it, he was the man after World War II that taught all the officers and generals and base commanders UFO procedures and how to handle them. What happened is after we started setting off nuclear weapons and building them, we had a whole bunch of UFOs starting to show up at all the military installations where nuclear weapons were stored, and deactivating them, shutting them down, and it became a serious problem. So my uncle's job, being a Marine, he would go down every summer, stay at a lake, I forget the name of the lake, and he would teach officers and generals and base commanders the procedures for handling a UFO. One, as I asked my uncle one day, like, well, why can't the humans know about it? He said, they want to keep living their American dream. Well, one day when I was spending the summer with my uncle and my aunt down at this lake in Virginia, my uncle decides to take me and his kids and bring us to the Quantico Marine Base. He pulls up with the kids in the car. The guy at the gate goes, "Sir, children are not allowed on the base." He hands his ID over to the guy at the gate. He said, "Call the base commander, tell him I'm here." Guy's all nervous on the phone, comes back, hands my uncle his ID, gives him the best salute he could possibly give him, and says, "Sir, the base will be notified that you have brought children onto the base." And I was very amazed. I didn't think he was that much of a big shot. Over my life, I learned who he was. You know, when they talk about the Majestic 12, he was Your Majesty. He was the guy that ran everything. And that's what he did. There was him, and his partner was the highest ranking Marine sergeant I have ever seen. Chevrons on top, bottom, hash marks, something in the middle. He was the highest ranking Marine sergeant. I don't know what the term was for him, master sergeant. But I met him. I remember him. I met him a couple times. I did meet him for the first time down in Quantico, Virginia. So my uncle starts his first day of class, or second, I don't remember. But I do remember, I'm pretty sure it was the first, because when we got down there, we were given run of the base. I was 6 years old, and my uncle said, "Go do anything you want. Have fun. They all know you're here." So 6 years old, and his son was 5. We ran around doing whatever we want. When he let us go, he told us, "Make sure you come back here for lunch. I'm breaking for lunch at 12 o'clock, or I think it was 11:30. I'm breaking for lunch at 11:30. Make sure you're here. We'll go down to the PX or wherever and get lunch." I was like, all right. So we played, did whatever we wanted, came back, met him for lunch, and his class let out. It was the first time I've ever seen that look on somebody's face. You know, eyes wide open, mouth gaping open, pale white face. Everyone in the class was in total disbelief of everything that my uncle just told him. I heard two pilots talking. Come on, we're going to chase UFOs on a regular basis at these installations? Come on. Oh. So we ate lunch, went back to this one building that was isolated on the Quantico station base. Small building. It was built just for the purpose of UFO officer training. Let's say we met him at 5 o'clock. I think it was 4:30, or maybe it might have even been 4. When his class was over, right before his class was over, I took his son and I snuck around the back of the base. All the windows were open. And I hung out and I listened for about a half hour to all the UFO stories and alien stories that he was telling. That sergeant did a perimeter sweep probably every hour, busted us. Brought us out, brought us into the building and started yelling at us, so this is a restricted zone, these children. My uncle's like, don't worry, that's my son and my nephew. And I said to him, I was like, well, what's the problem? I was like, Uncle Harold, maybe I should come teach and help you teach this stuff. Oh, no. They have enough trouble having a 50-year-old man teaching this stuff. If they have a little kid coming here and telling things, I don't think they're going to handle that well either. And there you go. This is not on any paperwork, anywhere on the internet. Anything that was in there has been blacked out years and years ago. Right now, it's more than 7 billion people on the planet. I am the only one that knows it. His own children don't even know it. I remember one time I was joking with him, was over at his house. The man treated me like I was his son. You know, I out of anyone that I've known in my entire life, this is the greatest man that's ever walked this planet. Great respect to him. He's been in the presence of presidents, highest ranking brass. When the Roswell, New Mexico thing happened, I'm almost positive he was there, or he's the one that hushed up everything. Very, very important man in United States history. All right. I gave you more information that no one on the planet knows about. Thought this was interesting. I thought the world should know it. And if you notice to the left, they have the Iwo Jima statue. I was there. I seen it. That's one thing I do remember about when we went onto the base. I was like, what's that? So, no, they have one in Iwo Jima where they erected the flag, and they made another one here because it was a Marine thing to do. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know the next time I'll be making one of these, because sooner or later somebody's going to come knocking on my door and yelling at me. I got to stop making these kind of videos. All right, hope you enjoy.